killer shot.
Live from the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in surprisingly chilly Las Vegas, Nevada. It is quarterfinals action at the WPA Men's World 10-Ball Championships. From Billiards Digest, my name's Keith Paradise. Joining me is Mark White. Mark, how are you?
Good evening, Keith. Nice of you to have me with you. It's the first one we've done this event, I think.
First one you and I have done, yeah.
We done one in Puerto Rico, I remember. That was a whole lot of fun.
No, we did Atlantic City twice.
Oh, did we?
I wasn't in Puerto Rico.
Weren't you?
No.
I'm older than I think my memory's going, mate.
Either that or you're on some really good hallucinogenic drugs. But did you envision me on an island? Heck of a match here. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, who seems to have won everything in sight the last 12 months, versus Yapp of Singapore. Their route here, the last match, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, many of you probably saw a couple hours ago, didn't win his match as much as he survived it against Jungling Chang, as both of them failed to get any kind of momentum, and FSR was able to prevail 10-8. Yapp had a little bit easier route against Marco Tucher, winning 10-3. And as you see, Francisco won the lag, has the opening break, and similar to that previous match, struggling to get anything in on the break, and we'll see Aloysius Yapp come to the table.
Unlike the Nevada desert at the moment, that was dry. It's been very, very wet here. We've had rain indoors, outdoors.
We've had snow.
We've had everything, haven't we?
I flew from the northeast to Nevada to see snow. We don't even have it back home. Yapp has a pretty makeable one ball here, and it looks like he has shape to get to the two.
Yeah, Aloysius, twice winner of the Michigan Open Pro Billiard Series. He'd love to add a 10-ball world title to that, I'm sure.
Had a really nice year in 2021. Won that Michigan Open, and he was runner-up to Carlo Beato at the U.S. Open in Atlantic City. Pockets the two, has nice shape on the three. I guess we're going to play that 4-5 combo out down into the corner. Yeah, next to last day of the event, which if you're a follower of golf, you know the third round of every tournament is called moving day, as everyone tries to get in position to get up to the top of that leaderboard. Well, I think the next to last day of any pool tournament is moving day. We started with 32 competitors. By the time we sign off tonight, we'll be down to 4, and the semifinals will begin tomorrow morning here in Las Vegas.
Sadly, I'm leaving tomorrow, and I'll only get to do the first semi-final, I believe. So I'll leave you with that one.
You leave me all alone.
I'm going to leave you all alone. There is another quarterfinal.
As long as you actually remember that I was here, unlike in Puerto Rico, where.
Yeah, we do have another quarterfinal going on the table one. It's between Denis Grabet and Fedor Gorst. So if you want to watch that one, head on over to YouTube and you can see that, and see if you can spot anyone famous in the crowd. Not Keith, because he's here.
The famous person in the crowd is clearly Mika Immonen, right? Very famous after this week.
Yes.
Yep, sets up nicely on that 6-ball to come back down table. I would imagine it's probably a little bit sharper than he would like. But this is still a shot that where he could pocket the 6 and still have good shape to get down table for that 7.
Really low left striking here to pull it past That's about as good as he could have expected from there. Decent shot.
Zigzags the cue ball across the table, and he has a similar shot on the 7 to what he had on the 6.
Played that so well.
Cuts the 7 in. He goes down table and back up again. No real difficulties on these remaining 3 balls, so it looks like Yapp's about to draw first blood and take a 1-0 lead.
As you mentioned in your intro, Keith, Sanchez Ruiz had a real fight on his hands against Changing Lin in that previous match. Could have lost it, but a couple of positional errors from Chang towards the end cost him.
Misplayed position on that 7 ball and was forced to jump, and then that was all she wrote. As Yapp does draw first blood, takes a 1-0 lead here in a race to 10. The quarterfinals of the men's World 10 Ball Championships.
When did you actually arrive here, Keith? Did you catch any of the Las Vegas Open?
I got here. First of all, I was watching the whole thing remotely at home because I was writing the releases for the website to go out. I got here Sunday as the finals were beginning. Finals began at 4 local time. My flight landed at 3 local time. There is some convention going on here this week. What a surprise. So I'm in line with all of these conventioneers to get a taxi. That took way longer than expected. And then there was a marathon, like the Las Vegas Marathon was going on Sunday. All the roads were closed as Aloysius Yapp gets ready to break here in the second rack. All of the roads were closed. I almost missed the end of the finals.
Well, you should have just joined the marathon and ran here.
It was very much a possibility.
One in the side.
One in the side. That ball gets kicked. He has no real shot at the well. He has a shot at the 2 if he wants to use his jump cue, but there's nothing really clear there. So yeah, I could see the Rio Hotel from my cab, and we couldn't get there because the traffic wasn't moving. And about 15 minutes later, and a mild anxiety attack later, cab arrived, walked with my suitcase down to the tournament room, watched the end, interviewed the winner and the loser, and then went and checked in. So I've been here since Sunday.
They need a zip line from the airport to the Rio. That's what they need. So he's going to push out
I'd
here.
settle for a pogo stick. Anything would be better than what we had to do on Sunday.
He's playing the push. Where does he want to put him? Over by this corner pocket, probably. Just give him a look at the 2. Get it nice and tight.
And now FSR with the decision. Do we attempt a sharp cut on the 2, which is low percentage?
You're a journalist, Keith.
Do we counter with a safety or do we give it back? Number one, it looks like he's not going to give it back.
I was just going to say, this guy looking to make billiard history here this week to hold all 3 titles, 8-ball, 9-ball and 10-ball World Championships. You're a journalist, you've written about some great stories in your life. How big would this story be if he could pull this off?
I did the story on him. Billiards Digest and AZ Billiards named him Player of the Year. Surprise, surprise, given the year that he had. Interviewed him, interviewed his father through Google Translate. You know, he'd send me a message, I'd reply, and we were doing that whole thing. The thing that's so fascinating about FSR is that I don't want to say he came out of nowhere, because he had always been at the top of, you know, the leaderboard at the end of an event. But he was always somebody that topped out at top 8, top 16. Every now and then you'd get to a semifinal. He told me that the thing that really opened the floodgates for him was winning the 9-ball division of Derby City last year. That was really...
Well, he's had a huge role there. He didn't.
Yes, he
played
did.
that all wrong.
Yes, he did.
I'm not even sure if he played to kick it from behind or did he go for it. I'd love to see that one again. He certainly caught it all wrong, but he's hooked Sanchez. But as we've seen throughout this tournament, he really is a master with what looks like a magic wand. Just needs a white bit on the other end and it's a magic wand. Favourite to make it though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and look at this. Look at this for a roll. Wow, finished absolutely plumb on the 3-ball.
You know, when I watch golf, I'm fascinated by how easily the pros come out of sand traps with irons. When I watch professional pool players, I'm absolutely fascinated by how accurate they are with jump cues. You know, your average league player or amateur is just happy to make contact. These guys are going through the air and they know where they want that cue ball to hit that object ball. It's not luck with them. And it's really fascinating to watch.
Yeah, players now not only using the jump stick to make a ball like used to be the case, now they're using them for jump safeties and jump kicks and all sorts of things. And I think the new equipment has a lot to do with that as well. I mean, these air rush, I mean, I've just been given one from Predator and, you know, I'm not a pool player, but I can certainly jump with it, you know. It's so easy.
They haven't given me one because they know better. As we discussed in Atlantic City, I really think Predator's missing out by not paying me an endorsement contract in exchange for me never being seen in public using their equipment. That's probably the best endorsement for them ever. Because if I'm out there golfing balls off the table, they're just going to let it's going to be over. This rack is going to be over as FSR takes care of that 2-ball via the air, clears the rack. And he's about to tie Lucius Yapp 1-1 as we're in the beginning stages of this quarterfinal match.
Yeah, you could expect lots of games to be tight now, Keith. We're getting to the nitty-gritty.
Cream of the crop.
It's been a long day for these players. This is the 3rd match they've played already.
But back to what I was saying before, FSR said that winning that 9-ball division at Derby City was really what gave him the confidence that he could not only compete with the best players, but beat the best players. And if you saw any of the final match against Joshua Filler in that Derby City, he was punishing him with the break shot, beat him, I want to say, 9-4. In the finals. So that was ultimately what propelled him to U.S. Open 9-ball championship.
Yeah, of course, and he
Moscone Cup. And also now the World Pool Championship.
Yeah, and of course the World Doubles with David Al-Qaedi. I mean, he won everything last year. 8-ball, 9-ball. Can he win the 10-ball?
Won a Euro Tour, and those are no easy feat, as anybody who's ever watched or competed in one of those knows.
Yeah, they normally have a really big field in them as well.
256 players, and
exactly.
they're all stone cold killers, even the junior players. And again, Sanchez Ruiz continues to have struggles with the break, fails to pocket a ball on the opening shot. And Lucius Yapp has a pretty nice window of opportunity here with that 1-ball.
All the games from now on are on our main TV tables. 2 more to come tonight. Ko Ping Chung is up against Joshua Filler, and Shane Van Boning will be up against Eklund Kachi. They're the remaining 2 quarterfinals.
Speaking of killers, those are 4 That's a murderer's row right there.
I mean, pick any one of those. I mean, even Dennis Grabe, you know, he's been knocking on the door for a while. He's won Euro Tours as well, which you just spoke about. Reached the semi-final of a Pro Billiard Series also.
If I recall, in the second Pro Billiard Series event ever, that Diamond Las Vegas Open in 2021, Dennis Grabe had back-to-back 10 balls on the break. I couldn't tell you what I had for lunch yesterday, but I remember watching that 2 years ago. As Yapp appears to be in good shape here. No real obstructions in this rack that I can see. How about you, Mark?
Not really. No. I mean, the 4's going to free the 5. The 5's in line with the 6. I mean, yeah. 7 is close proximity to the 8. And just a little bit of work up to the 9 and back for the 10. But that's nothing these guys can't handle, Keith. Some guys enjoying the pool with a beer in the front row there.
If you're just watching for the first time this week, these events, the Alpha Las Vegas Open and the World 10 Ball Championships, and also the 3-Cushion World Cup, are all in conjunction with CueSports International's BCA Pool League World Championships. And what an event that's been. We've had, what, over 300 Predator tables installed for the World Championships?
Yeah, we have 310 of the 7-foot Predator Apex bar box tables.
The BCA World Championship team event began on Wednesday, and we had here on Wednesday, I think it was over 7,000 competitors in 4 ballrooms competing for their prizes.
Yeah, 894 teams. I mean, it's just ridiculous, that, isn't it? I mean, it's just, and I've just been told as well today, 40% up on last year, this. And next year, it's going to be even bigger. They're talking about needing more tables for next year. So it just shows you, pool is back. Pool is back on the map.
Where are they going to put them?
In another room. Get another
They're going to put them in our rooms. You're going to come home for the night, and there's going to be 2 league teams playing next to your bed. As Yapp clears the table, takes another 2-1 lead. Taking advantage of that drive break by Francisco Sanchez Ruiz.
Right, we're going to nip out just for a minute, and we'll be back soon.
1-minute break, gentlemen.
Welcome back to the CSI presented Predator WPA Men's World 10 Ball Championships here from the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. Well, if you're a gambling man, Keith, who's your money on for this one? 2-1 to Yapp at the moment.
I'm not gambling on either of these guys. I mean, both of them are, I'd put even money on it. I don't think anybody has an advantage. I don't think anybody, I mean, FSR clearly has won everything, but I wouldn't bet on anybody over Lucius either. Here's the thing with making bold predictions like that. If it works out, you look great. If it doesn't work out, you look like a goof. Well, I wake up looking like a goof. I don't need any help with that.
Well, you can take that title from me because I'm normally the one that's the goof.
They put the two goofs together.
They are. We're goofy.
Everybody, you're in for an interesting night. Yep. Pocketed as we continue to blather here. Meanwhile, pocketed the one ball in the break.
Safety behind the 4 here, I would think. Oh no, he's gone for it.
No, and boy did he get rewarded. He busted out the 4. And it looks like he has shape on that 3. Looks like the cue ball stopped exactly where it needed to.
Did it stop?
He's looking at it as if he does.
I really should pay more attention. I thought he was playing the
He's cueing as if
that's look at this. He's through. 4 into the side after this one. Oh, in the corner. Went a little bit wrong. Caught the wrong kiss.
I don't think he wanted to carry him off the 8. And he still has a shot at the 4, albeit not as easy of a shot as he had wanted.
This is one of them nasty little shots, this. Quite close to this 4 ball. Long way to the pocket. Just hard to judge.
You do have the option, I would imagine, of playing a two-way shot where you could put that cue ball behind the 7 just in case the 4 doesn't go.
Yeah, but if he makes it,
if he makes it,
got
the
no
5.
shot.
If he makes it, the 5's right there.
Wow.
That thing checked its watch before it went down.
Oh,
and you saw him gesture over at FSR.
Yeah, FSR was he was about to get out of his seat, FSR, I think. Didn't think it was going to drop. I certainly didn't. Well, a little bit of a, I won't say it's a shock start, but...
Now, he still has his work cut out for him. I would imagine he's going to come forward to try and put that 7 ball down where the 9 is.
Absolutely. Well, I know his girlfriend will be watching, Silviana Liu.
She had a very nice tournament this past weekend.
Yeah, got to the
semifinals.
We're like an old couple here. You're finishing my sentences for me.
Actually, she got to the finals.
She got to the final, yeah. Yes.
But I mean, to get to the finals, you also have to get to the semifinals. So I wasn't
she made
completely
both.
wrong.
She made both. Fedor Gorst 2-1 up on Dennis Grabet from Estonia. Oh, this is lovely.
Bring that down 3 rails.
This is perfect. How well is Aloysius Yapp hitting the ball right now? Tell you what. There's no favourite in this match. 3-1 now then to the man from Singapore. On his way, he also beat his coach and mentor. You know who that is? Lian Han To.
Yeah.
Came to fame more, came to the notice really of the pool public with that big match against Shane Van Boning on his way to the final at the US Open against Carlo Biardo that you alluded to earlier on. And made a lot of friends and a lot of fans with the way he handled the extension gate, shall we call it.
Yeah, I do remember that. He had a great event that week. And really, if you'll recall, he jumped out to an early lead in that match against Beato and just kind of ran out of gas.
6-0, wasn't it? I even remember where I was when I watched it.
That's why I said I wouldn't pick a favorite in this match. Both of them are a threat to do big things in any professional event.
4 railer. No. 9 ball's not going to make it. Well, it's dry, but no shot on the one for Ruiz. 1 ball went mighty close, just catching the point of the pocket. Do you call it the point or the knuckle?
I call it the point. We're not going to go down that road. This is a family program, Mark.
Well, I was actually commentating with Christina to catch, and she came straight out with it. I couldn't believe it.
And I heard that match. And I heard the dialogue in that match. And I said, I'm not going down that road, Mark.
It's Billy Thorpe's favourite term for it as well. Anyway, back to the action.
Folks, I don't know if you're enjoying watching at home, but we're having a ball here. Francisco, seeing no real shot, will elect to push out. And he really didn't give a window to that 1 ball, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Yapp give this one back.
Just noticed Aloysius Yapp's got a bit of a Jeff DeLuna hairstyle going on just recently. He's been invested in the old hair gel, Keith. Struck that so nicely. Has he got enough pace on it?
He left a window there, I think, that he can get to it. Is it makeable? I don't.
It's more of a Velux window, I think.
No.
Oh yeah, can he just stop the cue ball?
Now he can't make it from here, from what I'm seeing.
No,
You don't have that edge.
not.
So you definitely have an edge to make contact. Sanchez Ruiz takes his extension.
Go rail first and catch the 1 ball and send it up between there, but it's gone wrong. Now, does it go off the 3 in the side?
It looks like it does.
Might do. It could do.
I'm sure that he would want that 3 ball a little bit closer to him, maybe an inch or 2.
Aloysius sporting his Jam Up apparel t-shirt, one of our sponsors this week. Thanks, guys. Doing some great stuff. Have you seen how busy their booth has been this week? Just crazy.
They are definitely moving a lot of product.
Yeah,
and for good reason, they have a good one.
They're making very, very great t-shirts at the moment. Sure, is he playing this? Doesn't seem cool anything, Keith. Oh, that's clever. Played the safety. Oh, this is really tight game, isn't it?
So what do you do here? Come 1 rail down and then back up?
I think he's going to get the jump stick out here, to be honest. Unless he goes dead weight across the table. Tries to lay on it.
He has his playing cue in his hand.
Ah, perhaps he can get around the back with some English. Yeah, I didn't like that shot. Wow. Far from it for me to question a double world champion. And
But
a
here's
US
the
Open
thing,
champion.
if you look at the way he stroked that, watch this. There's clearly not an, there wasn't enough speed for it to hit a rail after contact.
No, but the yellow would have done, wouldn't it? The 1 ball would have. If he'd have caught the 1 ball, then the 1 would have contacted the rail.
I'm wondering if he kind of gave that one up, because what can you really do with that 9 ball down there? You can't play the combo.
Well, he's going to be in trouble here, because here comes foul number 2, and we are playing the 3 foul rule, and he'd love it to get it in behind that 9 ball. Wow, is there an edge there?
There is. As far as it looks like there's a slight edge there. He's aiming like there's an edge.
Oh, look at this for a shot. Right behind that 10
Right
ball.
behind that 10 ball.
And he needs to make something happen. He won't want to go 4-1 behind. Fedor Gorst 3-1 up now on Dennis Grabet on the other table. he's massaging this around the 6. Around the back of the 6. Oh, that's a great shot. That will get a tap on the table, I think, from Sanchez Ruiz. Very well played.
So Hill has the edge to the 1 ball, and he'll send that cue ball down to the opposite end of the table.
Once again, putting in behind that 10 ball. I think the jump stick could come out this time.
You know, if you're a recreational player or a league player, the one thing that I've noticed in 7 years of covering and writing about this game, if you want to get better, yes, work on pocketing balls, yes, work on your break, but really work on your safety play.
There's been plenty of good players over the years who have been fantastic potters of a ball, shall we say. They're great at making balls, but they're not great at making opportunities for themselves. And sometimes it pays dividends.
Your good friend, Kelly Fisher. Talked to her because she won Player of the Year as well. And I talked to a handful of women's professionals, and I asked them, what has been the biggest difference you've seen in Kelly's play while she's been on this streak where she won 10 tournaments in the span of a year compared to previously? And they all said, with her competing against the men in the matchroom events, she learned in a hurry that the safety game she had wasn't going to cut it, and she had to get better. And she got better, and now everybody's paying the price for it.
Yeah, she said exactly the same thing in commentary when we were talking about the difference in the men's and the women's game. And
safety play and kicking.
Yeah.
You and I kick to just make contact. When they're going to kick, they're trying to pocket it somewhere. Which again, along with the jump cue game, it's just fascinating to watch.
Beginning to get some kind of rhythm going here. The FSR that we're used to seeing, the bouncy player, the two-stroke action.
Yapp sold out that 1 ball in the safety exchange, and FSR's making him pay currently.
And if you remember, he had the upper hand in that as well, Aloysius Yapp.
Good.
Had him in all sorts of trouble, didn't he, on that one ball? No troubles here though. Just a little bit of up and down. Needs to get a decent angle on the 9 ball from the 8 and then back down for the 10. 4-1 now. Fedor Gorst. He's putting on one of those clinics that we're getting used to from the man. The main man.
He's another one who...
oh, look, and this, what has he done? Exactly what we spoke about just now. Don't get straight. Leave yourself an angle. Where's he finished? Straight. He had all that space to get into. Anywhere from there onwards was fine. And now he's gone too far. Has he got any angle? Can he go rail first? He's going rail first, I think, is he?
Yes,
yeah, he's going rail first.
He's out of extensions because he can't think about this too much.
Yeah, he went rail first. Nicely played. Got him out of trouble. So this 10 ball then.
So instead of 4-1, it's now 3-2. With FSR breaking in rack number 6. In quarterfinal action of the WPA Men's World 10-Ball Championship here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas.
One player that's really, really excited me this week was Dong Quoc Hong from Vietnam. And he took some big scouts. He beat Shane Van Bonin again. Remember, he beat him in the World Pool-Championships. He beat him again here, but look how Gorst destroyed him, 10-1 in the last match. And there's David Al-Qaedi. Wherever Sanchez Ruiz is, you will always see that man. I bet Jose Delgado Alberto's up there somewhere as well, and Jonas Salto Comino.
They are very much a team. A bit of a sarcastic cheer as FSR finally pockets the ball on the break. I interviewed Al-Kaidi for the story on Francisco, and when I interviewed him, he called me on FaceTime, and he turned the phone around, and while he's talking to me, FSR and Delgado are on the couch playing PlayStation. So they practice together, they hang out together, they travel together. They are very much a team. They are very much amigos.
Yeah. Down behind the 8 ball. He's played it well. I think he's going to have to jump this.
So it looks like he might be is he kind of hooked on that edge of the side pocket?
I think he's okay for that. I just caught a glimpse of it. Jump stick again. Got to be careful here. The angle to make it is very close to that 6 ball. He's going to go up in the air. Now put a nice stroke on it. Caught it too thin. Well, there's a chance here. Jumped the 9 as well. Look, we got 2 for the price of 1 there, Keith.
It's almost like that Jesus Atencio double jump shot we had last year.
Oh, that was incredible. I was lucky enough to be commentating on that.
Pretty sharp angle on this too, but he seems to be comfortable with it. Really comfortable with it.
The pulls they make are just...
Rattles it home, and look at the shape he has on the 3 and the angle to get down for the 4.
The boy has a future.
Yeah, he may be okay at this.
I mean, if he wins this title and goes back to Murcia, where he comes from, he'll be a local hero, and I'm sure they'll give him the key to the city. Do you know what that is, Keith? Do you have that kind of thing here?
The key to the city?
Yeah.
We have that.
Oh, good. Very big honour.
Usually comes with a big ceremony.
How big's the key? Must be a big key. If I want to see the size
you
of the
ever-
lock.
you
I've
ever
never seen the lock.
You ever watch The Price is Right? Do you have The Price is
Yeah,
Right? Okay,
yeah.
well, it's about that size.
Ah.
It's about one of those sizes of those checks they give you on The Price is Right when you win Plinko. FSR's looking to Plinko his way to a 3-3 tie here. Pretty open table these last 4 balls, wouldn't you say?
Even you could run these, Keith. And I've seen you play.
If you would have seen me play, you'd know I couldn't run these 4. Maybe if he gave me 3 tries.
I was trying to be nice. Fedor Gorst now 5-1 up against Dennis Grabet. Well, he's just showing off in front of his friend. That's what he's doing.
We are now tied at 3 in quarterfinal action.
And we're going to nip out, guys, for a very quick break, and we'll be back with the rest.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, I won the World 8 ball, 9 ball. Everyone is, I think, is looking for me, especially in the World 10 ball. But I feel I don't want to be the pressure. I want to keep going. You know, play my game. That's all. If I win, it's like a dream for me. But I don't care. To be honest, I try to be my best on the table and give everything. That's all.
No pressure, but nobody has done that before. We're 8 ball, we're 9 ball, we're 10 ball, making history.
Yeah, I mean, I know I won too many good titles, but I want to think the same way. I mean, I want to enjoy every single moment. I think that's the key that I win, because I don't think about what the people think, what I expected. You know, I just try to play my game. That's all.
We're back here live at the Rio quarterfinal action of the WPA Men's World 10 Ball Championship, presented by Predator Group and CSI. If you're just joining us, Lucius Yapp jumped out to an early 3-1 lead and then left an opening on a safety exchange on a 1 ball. And FSR has been able to come back and tie the match with back-to-back victories.
Yeah, he started making that 1 ball as well in the side, made one in the last rack, got a round of applause last time. Not going to get one this time.
No, now it's expected. It's like when you get an A on an exam when you're a little kid. You're excited. Your parents are happy for you the first time. Second time, you're just expected to make A's because you proved you could do it.
It's only downhill from there, isn't it?
Right. That's why I remained a C+ student my whole life.
That's why I didn't go to school.
No comment. So what do you do here, Mark?
Behind the 8 ball, I think, here, Keith.
Played that nicely.
Yeah, if he only has to jump the 8 ball, he might jump this, you know. He's brought both sticks with him just in case. If he can just jump over the edge of the 8, he'll go for it. If not, he's going to have to look at a kick. We were talking about jumps and double jumps earlier on. I've been so fortunate that I've been commentating on 2 of the best jumps, I believe. Well, they're certainly the best 2 jumps I've ever seen. The one that you already mentioned, the double jump by Jesus Atencio, but also the brilliant one by Fedor Gorst. I believe it was in Arizona, where he jumped full length of the table, pocketed a dead straight in 2 ball and drew halfway back up the table to finish perfect on the next ball.
It was the very first Arizona Open, I believe.
Well, he went.
He didn't get it. He didn't get it through the front door, but he did get it through the back door.
Yeah, he certainly
The
took.
point is, he got it.
He took the B route there.
Yeah. But he did leave a cut shot on that 2 ball for FSR.
Yeah, $250,000 they're paying for total prize fund. 60 to the winner, 40 to the runner-up, 20,000 to losing semi-finalists, and the loser of this match already guaranteed $9,000.
That's a nice chunk of change for 5 days' work. We going in the side or down the corner?
Yeah,
He's going to
side.
go to the side.
And coincidentally, FSR's prize money last year, I believe, was 261,000 or something close to that. He's going to add another 60 here, maybe. Imagine that. Biggest prize ever, Keith, I believe, isn't it, this?
The total prize package has increased to $250,000 for this year. I think it's up from 225,000.
128 players started out in this. We had 192 for the Las Vegas Open. We had 64 women for the women's Las Vegas Open. And we got around about, I think it's 150 in the UMB 3 cushion World Championship. Add that to the 7,000 or so BCA League players and USA Pool League players. There's a lot of QS under the Rio roof.
If you love pool, I don't know why you wouldn't be here this week.
It's billed as the biggest pool extravaganza on earth, isn't it? And what an experience it is. And to think it's going to grow even more next year, Keith, is just frightening, isn't it?
And then you look to the right of FSR, and what does it say? Expo. We've had merchandise here. We've had vendors here. If you need apparel, if you need a cue, if you want to buy a table, everything is under this roof this past 2 weeks.
You could even buy this table and any of the 7-footers as well. They're going to sell them. And they've been fully tested, I can guarantee that. If you've got 7,000 league players playing on those 7-footers, they've been tested. Well, and now Yapp being tested.
FSR just passed that test.
Referee Dwayne Payne.
FSR taking his first lead of the match, leading 4 racks to 3 in a race to 10.
Yeah, FSR, SVB. Letters, when put together, frighten any opponent.
I think the rule here is just to avoid any player whose name is just 3 initials. SVB, FSR.
Any more?
Give me a minute. We're here to a race to 10. I'll come up with somebody.
Kopinyi.
Kopinyi, there you go. Koping Chum.
Not really initials, yeah. It's not 3 letters, is it? We're cheating a little bit. Again, makes a ball. 8 ball went this time on the side. Oh, he started to break so well. Does he play?
5 ball rolled right in front, but it looks like he's setting up for the, well, he's looking at the combo.
Yeah, if anything, I'd prefer the Karen, but I think he's going safety here. Thin off it, cue ball down behind the wall of balls, the 4, the 2, the 7, the 6, all of those. And he's called the 5.
And overcooked it. I think he left an easier combination shot for Lucius.
Yeah, I'm surprised he took that on, to be honest. He had a dead cert safety on there. Maybe that's pushing the boat out just a little bit too much there, Keith. He just regained control of the match, and now he's given Aloysius a relatively easy start-up.
If it's any consolation for FSR, it's not a treacherous rack, but it's not a particularly easy one either.
Yeah, anywhere whereabouts he is now on that line, a little bit further down the table even, and he's on the 2, 3 waiting. You know, there's, as he takes the balls away in order, it's going to look much, much clearer. He hasn't got to move any balls. Even the 6 is by the 7 as well on the same side, which makes that a lot easier as well.
The concern is in between the 6 and the 7 is also the side pocket. So if you're coming in for that shot, unless you're going to play the bank on the 6, and then hold the cue ball there for the 7.
Yeah, I think what he'd like to do is get dead straight on that 4 ball and hold the cue ball exactly where the 4 ball is now. That would give him perfect position on the 6. So that's what he'll be working towards. Needs to go twice across on this 3. Needs it to run though. Oh, he would have done, could have done with just a little bit more on this. Now the 9 comes into play. Might just be able to draw straight across.
I think that's what he's looking to do.
He's a little bit awkward here. Try and get round the back.
He's going up
of the
high,
9.
yeah.
Around the back of the 9, he's played it well, wants to be straight on this. This looks very, very good indeed. Now he can play that shot we spoke about just now. Hold the cue ball where the 4 ball is. Dennis Grabe, meanwhile, has pulled a rack back. 5-2. He trails Fedor Gorst now. This is perfect. This could be going all the way, Keith. I hope you bought a packed lunch with you, or a supper, or something like that.
I ate before we got here. I came prepared. So he'll just come out one rail for position on the 9. And then come around for position on the 10 in the same pocket, I would imagine.
That 10 looming large. I remember watching FSR in his last match against Chang. Chang actually hooked himself. No such danger here though. And once again we're going to be level. 4-4. Race to 10. And he goes.
In case you're wondering about the equipment that we're playing in today's quarterfinal match of the WPA Men's World 10-Ball Championships. That table you see before you is a Predator Apex 9-foot table with the disco lights underneath. The referee Dwayne Payne is racking the Predator Arco's 2 balls with a Predator Arrow rack, the Predator Arrow rack. He's racking everything on Predator Arcadia Reserve Performance Cloth. So all Predator all the time in terms of the equipment here at the World 10-Ball Championships, as Lucius Yapp looks to break a 4-4 tie with the break here in rack number 9. Well, that one ball was going.
Just got kicked out of the way, didn't it?
Right at the last, it hardly seems fair.
He'll give him that, won't he? You'd think he'd give him it.
This isn't golf where you get a 4-inch putt and you just say, here, take it, you're good. FSR has a window to see the one, but with that 4 ball there, that's going to make the cut pretty much an impossible task, so I'm sure he's looking what safety options he has.
I think he goes for this, Keith.
You think?
I'm going to stick my neck out here and say he's going for this. Low right on the cue ball. Back for the 2. There's an element of safety involved in it as well. It's a shot to nothing, really. It's a free shot. Got to go for it. Or not.
You were saying? Now, he didn't put that where he wanted. If you look at that, ball is touchable.
Yeah, I think he decelerated a little bit on that, to be honest.
I think even he was uncertain about whether he wanted to be aggressive and try and cut it down into the corner, or if he wanted to try and play a safety. And sometimes when you're indecisive, you stroke the cue indecisively, and here we are.
Yeah, that's exactly what you get. You don't play any particular shot and end up playing a little bit of in between both.
Yeah, it's like a compromise. As Yapp returns serve with the safety. FSR now looking to come out one rail. Oh, and he missed the ball completely. Nearly scratched for good measure. So Yapp will have ball in hand with the opportunity to regain the lead. 5 racks to 4.
He's giving himself a little bit of a talking to there. Yapp already opened up a 2-rack lead at 3-1. Francisco clawed it back. Looked like he was going to start pulling away.
He short stroked that one. You talk about deceleration. Look where that cue ball wound up. Yeah, look. Hand to the face as if to say, I can't believe I just did that.
Cue ball behind the 3 here. Called the side just as a precautionary measure. Main focus here. Cue ball behind that 3. Nicely played. Well, the jump cue's going to come out here. Or will he? Can he go rail
I think
first?
he's going one rail. I think the one railer is there. If you fire at that near diamond, I think he can come across. And depending on the speed, you may have a shot at the 3 if you pocket the 2 inside.
I actually prefer to call them, they're not diamonds so much as Predator pearls, is what I like to call them.
It's official, you really are on hallucinogenic drugs. Just like that.
Oh,
but he
he's
didn't
okay.
get the roll he
He's
wanted.
okay, he's okay. Don't panic, Keith, don't panic.
I'm fine. I'm not playing for a chance at $60,000.
Caught the point.
He would have wanted to, I would imagine, either stayed in front of that side pocket or maybe gone in the opposite direction to decrease the angle.
Yeah, couldn't get to the potting angle, but
So
he's played a
behind the
pretty
fi-
good second prize. Kicking one rail. 3 ball down behind the 6. Cue ball on that left rail as we look. Well, he called that corner. He called it, and he's made it. What a shot.
But no real reward. He's now buried behind the 8 ball for position for the 4. And I don't know if that's jumpable. What do you think, Mark?
Definitely. I'll bet your mortgage on it.
Well, I rent, so that's not going to do anything for me.
2 in a row. Absolutely fantastic.
Again, going back to the proficiency that these guys have for jump cues.
I mean, that's just unreal, isn't it? Both of those shots, fabulous.
So yeah, after a 1 rail table length kick in of the 3 and a jump in of the 4,
Well, it's a good
now
job.
he has some easy work ahead of
It's
us.
a good job you don't have a mortgage because your house would have gone. I'll take 1 month's rent. There you go. How's that?
Have you seen them? Have you seen the interest rates in this country? My house is probably going to be gone anyways, Mark. This just looks pretty routine from here.
Yeah,
A
it's
little
gonna
bit of
be-
low left, come out, put the 9 ball in the side pocket. Probably going to play the 10 ball in the opposite side pocket.
He's going to be halfway to the 10 if he can take this 9 and 10. Aloysius Yapp.
Play it into the corner. Either way, he's good.
Yapp showing us some of the form that got into the final of that US Open, and also won him back-to-back Michigan Open titles. In it goes, 5-4. Yapp leads. And we're going to nip out, guys, for just 1 minute, and we'll be back with the rest of the match.
We're back to live action here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. If you're just joining us, that gentleman right there, Aloysius Yapp, used a 1 rail table length kick shot on the 3 and a jump shot on the 4 to get out and regain a 5-4 lead over reigning world pool champion Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. As you look at the break that just happened, again had balls tracking towards that side pocket that took turns kicking each other out of the way. And FSR returns to the table with a full rack on the table. It looks like that corner pocket is available. Not an easy ask by any stretch with that 5-ball guarding the cue ball. So he'll take his extension. Excuse me, he's calling the 1 ball. And really, wasn't even close on that shot and left Aloysius Yapp a makeable 1-3 combination. Just undercut it, as you can see there. Takes his extension with 9 minutes remaining on the shot clock. They're playing with a 30-second shot clock with 1 extension per rack. So Yapp will need to be careful here because he's now out of extensions for the remainder of this rack. Speaking of extensions, he just put his extension on the butt of his cue as he looks to stretch out and pocket this 1-3 combination. Now we're just taking turns missing the 1-3 combination. Unfortunately, he really opened these balls up for Francisco, who is looking to tie this match back up at 5 racks apiece in a race to 10. Again, the winner of this match moves on to the semifinals, which will be tomorrow morning. We'll have 1 match at 11 a.m. local time. The second match will be at 2 p.m. local time, and then the finals will be 5:30 local time, which means 8:30 if you're on the East Coast.
Did you miss me?
Do you really want me to answer?
By the sounds of that, no. So what did I miss?
Well, now, I mean, I did miss you, Mark, and here's why. When you're not here, I'm literally talking to myself. Here's what you missed. Aloysius Yapp broke. He broke dry. The 1 and 3 were up where Francisco is standing right now. He tried to pocket the 1. He hit the 3. He left open a 1-3 combo. And Lucius took that 1-3 combo and botched it, which opened the table up. And about the time that FSR was beginning his run out, you were sitting down in your seat asking if I missed you. And that's where we are. That's my recollection of the last 2 minutes.
You've got a great memory. Whether you're telling the truth or not, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Nicely on the 6 ball here then. And you see him, he wants to hit on that route to get onto this 7 ball. Both quarterfinals have played 9 racks so far. Sanchez Ruiz 5-4 up here. Actually, it's the wrong way round on the scoreboard. It's actually 5-4 to Yapp. So ignore the score online, concentrate on the score that's on these screens. And Fedor Gorst is 6-3 up against Denis Grabe.
Oh.
What has he done there?
He's looking over into the crowd. Did somebody do something? He jumps up and he looks over to the crowd. So I don't know if somebody dropped something and it broke his concentration.
Well, that's the first time in a very long while I've seen Francisco very, very unhappy about something. Could have just missed the ball. You never know. Stranger things have happened, Keith. He needs to hurry.
Again, Yapp not playing with an extension because he used that looking over that 1-3 combination.
Well, Francisco will be relieved to, even though he's hooked, just get another shot in this rack. That could have ended very, very badly.
As FSR takes his extension.
He also takes the jump cue. Which one's he going to bring to the table? He's playing cue. He's kicking at this, so he just wants to catch the second rail, flick off the 8 ball, hopefully make it. Very least, get distance. Well, it's gone wrong. Not how he played it. And you get the feeling this is going to be 6-4.
Certainly looking that way, isn't it? As Yapp pockets that 8 ball cleanly. Now this one I may be able to run out. If you set this up for me, Mark, maybe I may be able to do that.
We're gonna do that straight after this match. We're gonna go over to the Salotto booth and we'll
Salotto booth. Okay.
And we'll set that one up for you. In it goes.
So 5-5 becomes 6-4, and
yeah,
heat
FSR
is
taking
definitely
a break
being
here.
applied. Yeah.
He definitely needs to take a break here because he's just unnerved Keith by something there. So he's going to take a quick break. Both players have taken a break, so we might as well take one as well. We'll be back soon.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to this quarter-final of the CSI presented Predator WPA Men's World Temple Championship 2023. Both players are out for a little break. Fedor Gorst on table 1 has stretched out his lead to 7-3 over Estonia's Dennis Grabe. And coming up later, 8:30 local time tonight, Ko Ping Chung will be up against Joshua Filler, the killer Filler from Germany. And Shane Van Boning, the local favourite. Well, that arena will be absolutely packed. Table 1, Eklan Kachi versus SVB. Back to another 3-lettered man, FSR. Walking back in, just wobbling slightly. He's 6-4 down to Elisha Schapp, who will be breaking, looking to extend his lead. On goes the glove. Do you play with a glove, Keith, when you play, or do you not?
I do. It's something that I was probably one of the first people to start doing it in the early 90s. Mainly because in western Pennsylvania in the summertime, it gets humid. And it was just a good way to kind of negate that humidity. Lucius Yapp now at the table, getting bailed out by FSR with that missed 7 ball in the previous rack. Pockets that one cleanly on the break.
Oh, look at the 2 ball. Has he got a gap? Yep, but it doesn't go past the 4. So he's going to have to come up with some kind of a safety. That's all you can really hope for off the break. I mean, of course, you want a shot to make the 2 ball after making the 1 on the break, but the second prize is a look at it. Now he's going to try and send this around the angles. He's called that corner. He'll be killing that cue ball as quick as he can. Oh, he's going back down the other end, I think, with a cue ball. Well played, but
did he leave it?
yeah,
Yes, he
left a
did.
gap.
Not an easy shot by any stretch, but a shot nonetheless. He does have a gap. He does have a window, and more importantly, he has a pocket to put that ball in if he so chooses, but I would imagine he's looking at a way to play it safe on this too as well.
I think this is a real test now for FSR. Maybe the biggest one he's had so far, because he was always leading against Chang.
He was, but that was a crazy match. Chang kept catching him but could never get ahead. He kept tying and ties 5-5, then 6-5, then 6-6. He could never get in the lead. And you have to wonder, Mark, after having that emotional, tight match with Chang, if this isn't the after effect of kind of the letdown from that.
Yeah, there wasn't much time in between matches, really, was there?
No.
About an hour, I think. Barely enough time to make the journey to your room. This is a nice shot as well. Okay, he's got no cover. He's got distance. He'll want to keep FSR cold. Won't want him to get his arm going again. We've seen what he can do many occasions. Yeah, these are really, really important moments now in this match.
If he's going to make a move, it needs to be soon. that cue ball on that one. Did he get there? He did not. And now Lucius has a decision.
Yeah, shot at the 2. If he could get the cue ball somewhere over by the 7 ball, over that line somewhere.
Yeah, like high with a touch of right. Should bring it out. Obviously, if the pocket is too big. I'm wondering if that buzzer, and he just
Oh, he's really annoyed about that.
adding insult to injury, he misses the shot and scratches. So instead of just giving FSR a tough shot, you've now given FSR ball in hand.
Yeah.
And looking at how that played out, I'm wondering if the shot clock ding affected him.
It could have done. I mean, it was
if you
a
watch the replay, not to interrupt, but if you watch that replay, the minute it started beeping, he paused. He hesitated a little.
Yeah, it's not becomes not so much a shot clock as a shock clock when it just comes in at that moment, you know, just on your backswing or something. Yeah, good point. Well, could that be the thing that that FSR needed?
Yeah. It's definitely not the thing I needed. It's certainly the thing he needed. So he may be able to steal a rack back after giving one away in the previous match with that missed 7 ball.
8-3 now, Gorst leads. He's 2 away from a place in the semi-final. Was one of the favourites right at the start of this, as he is for most tournaments he goes in these days. We've talked a lot about FSR. I mean, what about Fedor Gorst?
Fedor Gorst, what a year he had in spite of the circumstances. As you know, being from Russia, he was barred from competing in a lot of the big events and really had to go and play in any regional event in the United States that he could while he was really in exile, and put together an incredible year from a money standpoint, over $250,000 in prize money. Now, a lot of that probably went into gasoline, brakes, and tires as he crisscrossed this country, but really put together a remarkable record. And now that he has the ability to play a mostly full slate, he still does not have the ability to travel to Europe. Now he's looking to really make an imprint that he couldn't make last year, as FSR looks to make an imprint on the scoreboard and cut this deficit to 6-5, taking advantage of the time clock snafu that resulted in a scratch for Lucius Yapp. So 6-5, and FSR will have the break here in the 12th rack.
Yeah, just needs to get some of his rhythm back, because I thought he was in danger of falling another one behind, but that bad miss on the 2 ball, whether it was caused by the shot clock or whatever it was caused by, it was a miss, and it sparked FSR into action. And referee Dwayne Payne will be looking to get them Arcos 2 balls dead tight, because when FSR comes up to the table to break, he's going to be trying to make that 1 ball in the side pocket and anything else that might drop in. Here we go, nicely poised. 6-5, Yapp leads. Well, didn't make the 1 ball. Just catching the point. No shot for Yapp, so it'll be a push out. He's got to be careful here, because wherever he leaves a look at it, he's in danger of leaving an easy safety back. So he's got to put a bit of thought into this. 60 seconds after the break, 60 seconds after a push out. Each player 30-second extension per rack. He's left him a kick at this. Does FSR want this?
Gives it back. So didn't like what he saw for whatever reason.
Let's see if Yapp had a plan. He might be trying to make this, you know, along the side rail. Lots of right hand spin on this cue ball.
Wondering if it's cuttable.
Definitely is. FSR wants him to take the risk though.
There you have it.
Yeah, I'm surprised FSR gave that back, to be honest.
Too.
Maybe that's
honestly, I thought I saw that edge, but when he gave the ball back, I thought, well, you know, his eyes are better than mine.
I think it shows how confident, or lack of confidence, FSR has at the moment.
And also the confidence that Aloysius Yapp does have at the moment. So he looks to build on that 6-5 lead.
He's going for this top right-hand corner. Oh no, he's not. Wow, he might wish he had it done. Completely misjudged the cue ball there. Could we be seeing another twist?
Well, here's the good news for FSR. He's back at the table and has a chance. Here's the bad news for FSR. Look at that 8 and that 9 ball. If those two balls were reversed, I'd say he may have
Look
momentum
at this for a
now.
shot. Yeah, the saving grace is the 4. He's close to them, so maybe he'll do something off the 4. I'm not sure how long he'll want to leave it before he does something with them. Obviously got something in mind, Keith.
Well, I'm interested to see what it is.
I think he's playing the 9, isn't he? Did he call the 9? I don't know what he called. Yes, he did. There's his plan.
Well, his plan just blew up on him because look where everything rolled to.
Yeah, still got control of the table though. Can get a nice hook in here behind the 8 ball. 2 rails come off back behind the 8. It's gone wrong.
So FSR sells out the 4 ball and bails out Aloysius Yapp on that.
Yapp was down to play that ball even before FSR left the table. He's keen.
He's feeling it, clearly.
On the hill, Fedor Gorst leads Denis Grabet 9-3. Seems that George Teachaya's run of short matches continues, or shorter matches.
I did a match with George that was 8-0.
He had a few 8-0. He had a couple of 8-0s, 2 8-1s.
Joshua Filler played like his car was double parked outside with the flashers on. This thing was done in 35 minutes. FSR going to the jump cue on this 4 ball, or is he? He's looking the Massey.
Just looking to dig down and stun, I think. Going to hit this one with some pace, I can assure you. He was playing it off the 10, played the 4 ball off the back of the 10
look
and
at
it's
this.
gone wrong.
Look at this.
Oh, this could be 7-5 very, very soon.
FSR just struggling to find any kind of rhythm in this match.
Really unfortunate to push the 5 into such an easy position where he hasn't got to do anything. With the cue ball.
So now he'll come out 2 rails to get around that 8 and come down for the 6. Just like that. I think you're right, Mark. I think it's about to be 7-5 here pretty soon.
Would have liked to have been slightly straighter on this, but shouldn't be a problem. Aloysius proudly wearing the colours of Singapore.
Comes out to play that 7 ball. In the same pocket. Went back to his table for his towel. Commentated a match with Christina, and she mentioned that a lot of the players from Far East Asia really rely on having a damp cloth at their table at all times. And yeah, halfway through a rack, they'll go back to the table and kind of touch it with their fingers. And
yeah, it's an Asian thing, as you say, and this is perfect. Worrying times.
this rack's about to be an Asian thing. 7-5 Yapp.
And it goes. Worrying times because he's 2 behind, but Aloysius Yapp getting ever closer to the winning line of 10. So who do you fancy?
And what has to be frustrating
Yeah.
is anytime FSR seems to have any opportunity to get momentum, something happens. In the
Yeah,
7
dry
ball,
break or
dry break.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, what were you going to ask me?
I've forgotten now. Oh yes, I know what I was going to ask you. So let's have a look at our second quarterfinals. They're coming up at 8:30
I
tonight.
was just looking at those.
Ko Ping Chung against Joshua Filler. Who do you fancy in that one?
That's a rematch of the championship game in 2019.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Which
Again,
Chung won, right?
yes. If I'm going to pick somebody, since you're just adamant to put me on the spot and pick a winner. Joshua has been playing lights out this entire
Oh,
tournament.
look at this. 3 balls on the break for Aloysius Yapp. Oh, he has a look at the 2 ball.
Is that 2-9 wired?
I don't think so. I just caught a glimpse of it right at the end, Keith, and it was just off, I thought.
It is.
Yeah. Don't know whether he can do anything with it.
But to answer your question, if you're putting a gun on my head and forcing me to choose, from what I've seen from the way Josh was playing this week, I would pick Joshua.
And I'm sure you're going to go for Shane in the other one over Catchy.
If for no other reason, Shane has really seemed to have Catchy's number in tournaments recently. Not to mention, Shane's having a bit of an interesting tournament. He has escaped on the winner's side in his first 3 matches.
Now then,
Was-
sorry to interrupt you. Is this hard enough?
No. No, it does not appear to be.
Yeah, he's left this. So another chance then for FSR to come back. And you know, it's not going to take much. This and a break and run, and we're level again.
Got a lot of traffic around the spot, though, with that 5, 10, 4, and 6. So he's going to need to figure out something to do.
I think he's okay on the 2 and the 4. They both go. The 5, he was looking to see if it passes the 10. If it does, then, well, he's good to go.
Right. But from our vantage point with that overhead camera, it did not look like it went.
He's coming around to have another look at it. Could just break into it and make sure, but no, it obviously goes. Well, that's a big help, because this is just, well, it's already turned into an easy out. If this 5 goes, hasn't it? Just a series of little stop shots here. Can draw past, I think, and play the 6 into the same pocket. Yeah. Fedor Gorst has beaten Denis Grabet by 10 racks to 3 and is the first player through to the 2023 Predator WPA World 10 Ball Championships. Who will he play? Will it be Sanchez, Ruiz, or will it be Aloysius Yapp? We're still no further on knowing. Just to reduce it to just 1 rack again. He just won't go away, will he?
FSR may want to send Aloysius Yapp a thank you card for that misplaced safety, because that helped him out in a big way. It's a rack he desperately needed, because you don't want to be down 8-5.
Yeah, and the annoying thing for Yapp about that is he hit it perfect for the angle, what side of it, but never hit it hard enough.
But to go back to what you were saying previously, in terms of the 8:30 quarterfinals tonight, you can't go wrong with any of these guys. Filler's a former world pool champion, U.S. Open pool champion.
There we have David Al-Qaedi. That's Jose Delgado next to him, I believe.
The 3 amigos. And then you have Ko Ping Chung, who won this event in 2019. Shane Van Boning, his resume is very well known in the United States. And Kachi won this event in 2021. You can't go wrong with any of the 4 competitors that are coming up in the next round of quarterfinals.
Yeah, good point, well made there.
FSR broke dry, and whew, man, what a layout he left him.
It's been the pattern, hasn't it, of the match?
Very nice spread, and that 2 ball's practically hanging.
Well, he's got to go aggressive here, surely. Could go for the 2 off the rail with the 1. Don't know what he called.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, he went for the 3-ball combo. Oh, and look at that. I think he's got away with it. That's just ludicrous. Shouldn't be allowed, that's criminal.
Let's look at the overhead view and see where that 1 ball ended up. He may have a kick and stick there. As FSR takes his extension, definitely does not have enough 1 ball to cut it in from what I'm seeing.
He's going 1 rail. Still doesn't like it. He's just called something to referee Dwayne Payne. I don't know what he called.
Oh, he...
Oh, how was...
Oh, and it fell! Are you kidding me?
Delayed reaction. Wow. This match has got everything.
He hit that on Friday. It fell on Saturday. And even he's looking up at the stands at David Alcady going, I can't believe what I just saw. And after Francisco Sanchez Ruiz experiences both the agony of defeat and the thrill of victory on the same shot, he now has a pretty clear table to tie this match up.
I remember watching a shootout, I believe it was in Puerto Rico. Tyler Steyer, he needed the 10 ball in the shootout to win it. He made the 10 ball, cue ball went round 3 rails and dropped in the side pocket. Ecstasy and agony, all within the space of a few seconds. And now FSR favourite to go level and will be breaking to get on the hill. Sorry, not the hill, of course not the hill. What are you talking about, Mark?
You're talking about yesterday. Yesterday was raised to 8. So that'll be on the recap. That'll be on the review of shots from today, I would imagine.
What, me making that mistake?
If they made a highlight reel of all of our mistakes, that'd be 3 hours long.
Do you know, it's actually how I got into commentary. A guy, I don't know whether you're familiar with him, a guy called Jay Garrison from New Jersey.
Okay.
Level 2 billiards. He actually made a montage of all my best and worst bits, and I actually used it as a demo that I sent. And here I am
And here you
today,
are.
still making the same mistakes.
We will literally take anyone in this game. As FSR takes that game and ties the match 7-7, it's his first time it has been tied since it was 4-4.
So we're going to go and have a little listen to Francisco Sanchez Ruiz.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, I won the World A ball and 9 ball. Everyone is, I think, is looking for me, especially in the World 10 ball. But I feel I don't want to be the pressure. I want to keep going. You know, play my game. That's all. If I win, it's like a dream for me. But I don't care. To be honest, I try to be my best on the table and give everything. That's all.
No pressure, but nobody has done that before. Or 8 ball, or 9 ball, or 10 ball, making history.
Yeah, I mean, I know I won too many good titles, but I always want to think the same way. I mean, I want to enjoy every single moment. I think that's the key that I win, because I don't think about what the people think, what I expected. You know, I just try to play my game. That's all.
Back to live action here at the Rio All Suites in Las Vegas. It is now a race to 3 with Francisco Sanchez Ruiz at the break.
Well, once again, is there a shot on the 1 ball?
And again, he just continues to be plagued with problems with the break.
Big exhale there from the Singaporean. Wow, he's done the Sanchez Ruiz look.
Wow.
What is it with that one ball? Went in a little bit cleaner than Ruiz's.
Yeah, that one didn't wait until payday to fall.
Yeah, he's on
That
the
one
two
just
here.
slowly rolled in.
Nicely on the two.
Got to be careful here, though. This is still a pretty sharp cut. Makes it look easy, though.
Wants a bounce.
It's going to get a little bit interesting on that 4-ball.
He looks calm enough, doesn't he?
His demeanor always looks the same, though.
Can you see him winning a major? Maybe even this one.
He's already threatened to win one. I mean,
What's happened
when
to
he made
Biardo?
when he made the final of that U.S. Open Pool Championship, that is a 256 player field. Just to make the final and then jump out in the lead that he did, and I think he started to feel the pressure. It was a moment he had not been in before.
So have you
But
heard
like, no
any-
question, I think he could win a major. Sorry to step on
No,
you there.
no, it's okay. I was just going to ask you, what's the news on Biardo? I mean, we've not seen him at the last few tournaments. Do you have any insider information you can give us?
I have no insider information, unfortunately. I could ask a couple people, but we're not going to have an answer by the end of this match. Last I saw Carlo was in the semifinals of this year's. Oh, and let's see, and there's the problem. He got a little bit out of shape for the 4.
I'm wondering, will he call the bank here and go for cover behind the 8
8 ball,
and hold
yeah.
for the, I wonder. Cover behind the 8 is where he's going. Oh, he hasn't hit it hard
No.
enough.
Not only did he not hit it hard enough, he left a cut shot in the side pocket. These are the things that he's going to need to improve on if he wants to win a major championship. Because this is where you win the major championship, is your execution down the stretch in big matches, in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals, and in the finals.
Yeah, something about getting over the line, isn't
Getting
there?
over the line,
exactly
absolutely.
like Francisco Sanchez Ruiz when you spoke about the international, wasn't it? The 9-ball, was it the Derby City 9-ball, wasn't it?
It was in the Derby City, last year. And then also, I think he won a Euro Tour. I know he won a Euro Tour event too, and just getting across that finish line.
Started the explosion of FSR.
You know, even if you go back to that 2021 U.S. Open Pool Championship that we talked about, Yapp got out to a big lead, wasn't able to hold it. And again, it's the little things like that we're in the home stretch here in the quarterfinals.
Oh, he's left himself a bit to do here.
He left himself more than a bit. That 7-ball is on the rail. That cue ball's practically in the center of the table.
The only thing is, got a nice clear path just to right of centre of the table. He can bring the cue ball down and back up again. He'll be cutting this in. Fancy him to get this. Oh, how
And then he just
confidently did he play that? Where's
Made
the
us
cue
look like
ball?
fools, didn't he? We were more worried about it than he was. And now has the 8-ball near the quarter pocket at the opposite end of the table. And has a nice angle to get out for that 9.
Yeah,
Where
needs
we
it to run, and it
needs
needs
to
to
keep
run.
going.
It needs to keep going. Just. Yeah, seeing the funny side of it, but this is very, very serious stuff now. He's going to lead 8-7 here, and in it goes. This is super strong stuff here. Such character this guy's got, and he knows how to win. Aloysius Yapp yet to win a really, really big one, although he has had 2 Michigan Opens.
Yes, he has.
They're pretty big as
And
well.
they're pretty big field events, correct. And if my notes are correct, this is FSR's first lead of this match.
Yeah, and what a time to do it.
They split the first 2 games, and then Yapp won 3 in a row to go up 4-1. FSR won 3 in a row to counter to tie it at 4 apiece. Then Yapp nudged out ahead 5-4. They tied again. No, they did not tie again. That's when FSR missed that 7 balls. I look at my notes. Yapp went up 2. He went up 6-4. And then FSR's been playing catch up ever since. But he has caught Yapp and just took the lead 8-7 and now has the break. 1 ball in the side. Where's that 2 ball headed?
Over the corner pocket.
Oh, baby.
Now, this is the first real chance he's
His
had after the
contingency
break.
likes it. You can hear them clapping in the background.
Yeah, the cries of vamos, vamos. And that young man sat there will be bitterly disappointed if he goes on to lose this. He had 1 foot.
He had a couple real
semi-final.
opportunities. That misplayed safety on the 2 ball that gave FSR new life.
Tried to get past. He wanted to play it in the side, I think. Just got it in the corner.
I think he can do a backdoor cut into the side pocket with this 3. Or play a safe.
No shot.
Why be aggressive when you don't have to, right?
Absolutely. Unnecessary heavy lifting, as Tony Robles calls
This is
it.
why they're pros and I'm not. I would have tried for that side pocket. I mean, you would have been talking to me afterwards. Why'd you do that? Well,
you know, there's a difference between not playing pool and being just downright crazy, right?
right.
Oh, this is a tough one. That was so difficult what he attempted there. Trying to check the cue ball back with lots of right hand English. Very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. Watch this, lots of right hand and he got too much on it. Caught the 7 and everything's in the open. He'll be fearing the worst now. Looking at Francisco Sanchez Ruiz getting on the hill. I think it's fair to say he hasn't played his best pool in this quarter-final. Played pretty strong against Chang, and as you alluded to earlier on, probably took quite a bit out of him that match.
He got up to a 5-2 lead early on Chang, and then Chang fought back to tie it at 5 racks apiece, and then it was a battle the whole second half. And you're throwing your full concentration in that, and as you know, Jungling Chang, you need everything to beat that man.
Yeah, no, there's no quitting him, is there? One of the biggest fighters in the game, really is. Such a strong, strong player. And when FSR got past him, I thought, well, is this FSR's year to do the triple? I expect to read fabulous article by you if he goes on to achieve that.
It'll definitely have words. It'll have a beginning, middle, and an end, Mark. But no, I mean, I hate to say this, but you see it in all sports, whether it be team sports, individual sports. And the word is letdown. And I can't help but wonder if after he cleared that hurdle with Chang, there was a bit of a letdown where he took a sigh of relief and said, well, I'm probably in good shape going into my quarterfinal match. And then credit to Lucius Yapp, he's given him everything that he can handle and then some.
Yeah, now it's going to be FSR opening up a 2-rack lead. More importantly, he's on the hill, 1 foot in the semi-final tomorrow. Whoever gets through this will be playing Fedor Gorst, who earlier on beat Dennis Grabet 10-3 very convincingly. Still to come though tonight, 8:30, Ko Ping Chung against Joshua the Killer Filler. And Shane Van Boning, the big one, against Eklund Kachi. Both games live on our YouTube channels, Billiards TV, Pro Billiard Series Facebook page. All the information you need is there, and it's all free. It's all live, and it's going to be exciting. That we can guarantee. Here we go then. FSR breaking off. Can he make a ball on the break and finish off Aloysius Yapp?
One ball
he's made the
falls.
1. Where's the 2 though? In jail. Just when he wanted a decent layout.
Well, this whole match has not been easy for Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. So why would the last remaining racks? He definitely has his work cut out for him on this 1 ball.
He's working so hard, isn't he? Yeah, he's going to push. Leave distance and leave. Aloysius Yapp with the shot on this 2 ball. Decisions. He knows every single shot he makes now could be his last in this year's Predator WPA World 10 Ball Championships. Oh, it's a finicky one. Has he made a row? Yes, the 7 ball made a row. It's okay. That's a pretty good shot he's played there.
And now decisions for FSR.
I think he might play a deliberate foul here, to be honest. Try and tie something up. Tie that 4 ball up.
Boy, did he.
Good shot. So, deliberate foul. The referee, Dwayne Payne, will give it a quick wash, a quick brush up. But we are playing the 3 foul rule here, and Aloysius will be looking to get this cue ball in behind that 6. Will he just tap it? Does it go in between? I don't think it does. Cue ball behind the 6.
Nicely played.
He's got Sanchez Ruiz on 1 foul, remember. Has got a 1 rail escape here. Yeah, he's going for this. It goes. And if he catches this right, he could make it. Just catch the 2nd rail as well. Like that. Oh, he's hit the 7, did he? Yeah, he hit the 7. And what a gentleman straight away. owns up to it.
Said it immediately.
Very close to this. Look, just caught the 7 before.
But Yapp's not out of trouble yet, based on what FSR did in his first trip at the table, tying up that 4 and that 9 ball.
Extension, please.
I actually don't mind leaving himself the 3-5 combo here after this 2. Oh, he's got another plan. He's going into it now. He's left himself the angle. Key shot coming up here then in this rack. If it goes right, the rack could be over. If it goes wrong, we continue with the drama.
I think the big question mark here is what is sitting near the 9 and the 4 ball, which is that corner pocket. Because you run the risk, obviously, if you make contact and bust them out, you may also scratch.
Well, there you go. It's gone. Well, he hasn't got the right result. He has got a nice safety on, though. Still more pool to play in this one. No, it's not going to reach. Oh, now he's got to call this in the side, surely.
Another instance where Aloysius Yapp attempts a safety and comes up short.
He's coming to look at it. Big, big moment here. Whenever I see him wipe his cue, I normally think he's going for something. Or is he just playing thin off the 4 ball? Swinging the cue ball around the angles behind this 6-10. I think he is. And he's
missed
done
it.
exactly what. Who did that earlier? I was commentating on a match. It's 3 fouls. Wow, would you believe it? When you're on 2 fouls, you've got to at least make contact with the ball. 3 shots as well. He wasn't even hooked. More drama. We knew there was going to be.
If I'm FSR right now, my thought would be, I'm on the hill, I'm okay. I still have 2 chances to win this thing. Like, trying to remain positive, trying to remain focused. He's clearly not played his best pool in this match, but he's still in a position to win.
Well, we knew it was going to be all about the 4 ball, but we didn't think it was going to be about the 4 ball in the way it turned out, did we?
No, it was
Just shows you how this game keeps springing surprises.
gonna fall.
Well, it's a dry break this time. There's an opening for FSR on the 1 ball. You get the feeling he must take his chance now. Look at this, it's not a bad layout either.
No, not at all.
3 ball okay could be a little bit of a problem to get on, but it's got a pocket.
Yeah, if I'm FSR right now, my mentality is we need to end this now. We have 10 balls on the table. A little bit of an obstruction with the 5, the 3, and the 6, but nothing that's unmanageable. Looks like that 3.
Perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Stop the cue ball. You're on the 3 into the top right corner pocket.
The only question is, I mean, how are you coming around to go from the 4 to get to that 5 unless you draw straight back.
He's going to probably nudge into that 5 ball here as well.
Give it out, yeah, get it out of the way
Just
a little bit.
open it up slightly, but has to be careful that he doesn't nudge it closer to the 6 ball. He'd rather not nudge it at all if he doesn't have to. If he can draw straight back off this, he's fine. Well, this guy, nerves of steel. He hasn't won 2 world titles and the US Open for nothing.
This is not a situation that is unfamiliar to him at all.
If he can just not touch that 5 ball just like that.
He was trying to nudge it.
He's good to go now. One more decent shot. If this goes past the 7, this rack is over. I know his dad will be watching. You said you interviewed him. His dad, his biggest fan, actually flew to the US Open, didn't he?
He flew to the Moscone Cup.
Oh, the Moscone, that's right. He promised him that if he won...
fly to the
yes,
Moscone.
exactly right, yes.
And he flew, not only did he fly, first of all, background, Francisco's father, first of all, if he's listening, hola. Second of all, he hates to fly, absolutely hates to fly.
Oh, look, he's played the difficult shot. Now then, 5 balls away. He's done half the work.
So his dad flew from Madrid over to Vegas with a group of fans from Spain. FSR was in Puerto Rico, could not fly with him over, but they flew back together after Europe retained the cup, and they spent a couple days in Vegas and had a very nice time.
Well, I know he's got nerves of steel, but they'll be jangling. Aloysius Yapp, maybe just not his time yet. Well, he's a little bit straight on this. He would have liked to have just been a little bit more to the right. So he might just kill that cue ball where it is, where the 8 is. So this 9 ball and 10 ball for a place in the semi-final against Fedor Gorst. In it goes. Oh, he would have liked it through a little bit more, but don't expect him to miss this. He's got to put the extension on his cue, though, just to add to the drama a little bit more.
He's going for the big extension, too. He had a little one on there. We're going full extension on this one.
15 seconds. 1 ball away.
Sigh of relief.
In it goes.
For FSR.
And I'll tell you what, that is such a strong victory from the position he was in. He wasn't playing his best ball, but he's come through strong at the end. Congratulations, FSR. The dream of the triple is still on for Aloysius Yapp. It's time to go back to Singapore and see your girlfriend.
And our first semi-final for tomorrow is officially official. FSR versus Fedor Gorst tomorrow at 11 a.m. local time.
Keith Paradise, thank you so much for joining me. I've been Mark White. Hope you've had as much fun as we have. See you later. There's still 2 more quarterfinals to come.
Good night, everybody.
There will be another quarterfinal at 8:30 in here and one at the front table up front. So everybody join us. go.